Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Miss Titu Diah Wijayanti as our lecturer of Public Sector Accounting and all my fellow friends. We are from Group 5 and today we are going to present the material related to Public Sector Accounting Standard. Before we begin, let me introduce our team members and the following are our team members. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Najwa Katlia Kusmawardani with a final MPM of 055. Here, I will first explain the definition of public accounting standards. Public sector accounting standards are defined as a framework for carrying out the accounting cycle in the public sector, which include planning, budgeting, budget realization, procurement of goods and services, reporting, auditing, and public accountability. A general standard are published in the form of statement standard and interpretation of statement standards. Okay, the next is types of public sector accounting standards. There are two types. The first is government accounting standards. Accounting principles applied in preparing and presenting government financial report are determined by regulations. Objective of government accounting standard are number one, accountability. Accountability is accounting for the management and implementation of research policies in achieving objectives. Number two, management. Management is facilitating the planning, management, and control function in government assets, liabilities, and equity funds. Number three is transparency. Transparency is providing open, honest, and comprehensive financial information to stakeholders. Number four, intergenerational balance is providing information on the adequacy of government revenue to finance all expenditure and whether future generations will share the burden of these expenditures. The second is the accounting standards for non-profit organizations. Non-profit organizations are usually established by the public, either in the form of foundations, non-governmental organizations, political parties, or religious organizations. Operationally, these organizations do not seek profit and are not run by the government. Their management is carried out by individuals trusted by the public. The accounting standards applicable to non-profit organizations use the accrual basis of accounting to recognize revenue and expenses. Net assets are grouped into three categories, each depending on the presence or absence of restrictions. Number one, permanently restricted net assets. The portion of net assets whose use is restricted by donors, which has no time limit and cannot be transferred by the organizations. Temporarily restricted net assets is part of net assets whose use is restricted by the donor, which has a time limit or can be transferred by the organization by carrying out stipulation or restriction on use. And number three is unrestricted net assets. Is part of net assets whose use is not restricted by the donor.
Okay, my name is Nisha Aulia Satabila with NBM 250130100051. On this occasion, I will explain the scope of public accounting standard. The purpose of developing public accounting guidelines. First, to provide applicable accounting guidelines for recording the financial transactions of public sector organization. In other words, this objective focus on providing simple and immediately applicable accounting guidelines. This is very important because current transactions often involve more complex state budget, so these guidelines ensure accurate, timely, and compliant recording. Second, to provide comprehensive guidelines with account classification, recording procedure, and standard journals tailored to the organization activity cycle. This objective emphasizes more comprehensive guidelines covering account classification, detailed recording procedure, and standard journal that have been adapted to the typical activity cycle of the public sector. Thus, it can create an integrated workflow to support the financial reporting process. Public Accounting Standard requirement in Indonesian benefit of sectoral financial accounting standard. First, improving the quality and rehabilitation of accounting and financial report of public sector organization, particularly government organization. The sectoral financial accounting standard, financial reports are prepared systematically, consistently, and in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. Second, improving financial and economic performance. With a better accounting system, budgeting, resource management, and supervision become more efficient so that the use of public funds can be optimized to support economic growth. 3. Striving for harmonization between requirements for economic and financial report. This means that sectoral financial accounting standards serve to regulate economic and financial reporting requirements so that there are no difference in the standard for presenting information. Thus, financial reports in the public sector become more consistent and easier to compare. 4. Striving for harmonization between jurisdictions by using the same accounting basis. By applying similar accounting principles, financial management and supervision in various jurisdictions become more
Now I
efficient.
will explain about standard development technique. According to Suarjono, 2006 to 109, to achieve high quality and reliable standards, the process of developing accounting standard must go through 9 stages. 1. Evaluate the problem at an early stage. 2. Conduct research and analysis. 3. Prepare and distribute a discussion memorandum to all interested parties. 4. Hold a public hearing. 5. Analyze and consider public responses to the discussion memorandum. 6. Publish an initial draft of the proposed standard. 7. Analyze and consider written responses. 8. Decide or issuance decision. 9. Issue or issuance statement. These 9 stages ensure that the resulting document will have high quality and will be recognized as an official standard with a high level of authority. Now, I will explain the differences between Government Regulation 71 of 2010 and Government Regulation 24 of 2005. Based on the material in our presentation, let me explain the key differences. First, regarding the accounting basis. Government Regulation 71 of 2010 used cash to accrual basis, which means it was still in transitional phase moving from cash basis toward accrual basis. Meanwhile, Government Regulation 24 of 2005 uses full accrual basis, which is more advanced and comprehensive. Second, types of financial reports. Government Regulation 71 of 2010 is more limited in its scope and components. On the other hand, Government Regulation 24 of 2005 is more complete and detailed, with additional financial reports and more comprehensive information. Third, proposed Government Regulation 71 of 2010 represent an accounting system transition, meaning it was a stepping stone toward full implementation. Government Regulation 24 of 2005 represent the full implementation of accrual-based government accounting standard. Fourth, conformity with IPSAS. Government Regulation 71 of 2010 was not yet complete in terms of international alignment. However, Government Regulation 24 of 2005 is more aligned with International Public Sector Accounting Standard or IPSAS. And the last one is Scope of Government Accounting Standards. Government Regulation 71 of 2010 is relatively simple, while Government Regulation 224 of 2005 is more complex and comprehensive to accommodate the full accrual accounting system. So, in conclusion, Government Regulation 24 of 2005 is an improvement from Government Regulation 71 of 2010 with a more advanced accounting basis, more complete and detailed reports, full implementation of accrual-based standards, better alignment with IPSAS, and more complex and comprehensive coverage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Brian Samuel Wedju with the final NPM 429. I will explain about variety and relationship between public sector accounting standards. In general, there are four types of standards that regular public sector organization. Nomenclature standards, state financial audit standards, public sector accounting standards, codes accounting standards. Next slide, Statement of Financial Accounting Standards, number 45, Financial Reporting for Non-Profit Organization. The AII issue Financial Accounting Standards, number 45 on financial reporting for non-profit organization, which outlines number 1, purpose of financial statements to present information on activities carried out. Number 2, nature of fund retribution, permanent restrictions, temporary restrictions, restricted donations, unrestricted donation. Next slide, history of the development of public sector accounting standards. Milestones in the development of public sector accounting standards. Number 1, prior to the activation of the capital market in 1973. Number 2, the Indonesian accounting principles. CAMIT was formed in 1974. Number 3, and 1994, the Indonesian accounting principles. COMIT conducted a total revision of the 1984 Indonesian accounting principles.
That concludes our presentation. We apologize for any mistake in our word or action. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.